Hi, my name is Oliver, and this is Create Something with Onramp. So today we're going to go over 6 quick tips to help give your Amazon PPC a boost. So if you sell on Amazon, you'll know that PPC is very important to your success on the platform. It's kind of becoming more of a way of life than it is an option to get good sales and to compete with other sellers. So with that in mind, we're going to do 6 PPC tips that might be a little more, not secret, but a little something that you might not have thought of because you need something to kind of help give yourself a boost, to give yourself the edge in PPC. And we want to share 6 tips that we think could help make your PPC advertising more effective, especially in terms of cost. So tip number 1, this is not a tip in terms of PPC, but one thing that PPC all hinges on is the quality of your listings. So a big thing that Amazon cares about is your conversion rates. And your conversion rates are directly impacted by the quality of your listing. So that's things like your main image, your alternative images, your title, your description, your price, if you have A+ content or not, if you have videos. A more complete listing is something that's better to have off the bat because then your PPC will be more effective, you will have better conversion rates, it'll improve your sales. It just all kind of plays off each other. And it's very important that if you are going to run ads, they are pointing to really good listings because otherwise it's going to make your ads very, very not cost effective. You're going to be spending money for something that doesn't convert well. So if you're going to put money towards ads and your listings aren't good, save that money, update your listings first, and then come back to ads. It's that important to have your listings perfect. And that means things like having all your images in really top shape, especially compared to other competitors. So number 2, so utilize negative keywords. What are negative keywords? Negative keywords are for search campaigns. There are certain terms you can tell Amazon you never want to show up for your product. So if someone types in this specific keyword, you do not want your product showing up for that search term. And what that does is that helps with the relevancy of your product within search terms, and it also helps with your cost because if you're not showing up for certain terms, that means your product's not showing up for all these terms you don't want them to show up for, and people aren't clicking on them, and when they click on them, that's when you get charged. So you should be using negative key terms a lot to kind of make your search campaigns very focused and very relevant to the search terms that they are triggering. So you can get your negative keywords if you're looking for inspiration. Every campaign in Amazon that you're running has a menu called a search terms menu. And instead of you selecting the keywords, it shows you the search terms that people were typing in and then they eventually landed on your product. So you can go through that list, you can see the ones that are not relevant to your product, you can copy them and you can add them to the negative keyword list for that campaign, and then they won't show up for those keywords anymore, and that will really, really help your campaign if you're not already using them. So number 3, using every ad type on Amazon. There's 3 main ad types on Amazon. One is sponsored product, and then the other 2 are for brand registered companies. So most people utilize sponsored products because they're not brand registered. So that automatically creates an opportunity for you because if you are brand registered on Amazon, you have access to these other 2 advertising types that most people don't have access to. And since there's fewer people competing in those spaces, you can get cheaper clicks, you can get more cost-effective ads on Amazon, and you can get more variety of ads on Amazon as well. So basically, this tip is essentially, if you're not brand registered, get brand registered because it's very, very important. It'll give you more access to different reports and it'll give you more access to different ad types, which is really, really important. Number 4, this is kind of a unique tip. This is called the single keyword campaign. Now, if you're running ads and you know that you have like an absolutely money keyword that really, really drives sales for you at a low cost, it might be worth it to create a campaign dedicated to that single keyword. And the reason you want to do that is because 1, it gives you great data for that keyword. You know exactly your conversion rate, you know how many sales it drove, you know how many people it drove, and you know that they're typing that exact keyword in the search bar and finding your product. And then 2, Amazon allows you to adjust the bids for that campaign, and then they can say, okay, well, I'll put more money towards this keyword so that I appear on the top of search. So if your keywords perform well on the top of search, you can increase your bids for the top of search so they show up there more, and then they won't show up on the bottom of search or in the middle where you don't really convert well and you don't really want to see them anyways. So basically this is kind of like manipulating Amazon a bit to kind of the keyword that works well for you, you can kind of force it to show up where you want it to. So these can be really useful for sellers if you have really, really solid keywords you know work really well. So try a single keyword campaign. Number 5 is the auto campaigns. So auto campaigns, a lot of people start launching a product with an auto campaign. They kind of turn them off once they kind of get their manual campaigns up and running. You shouldn't do that because historically, auto campaigns convert well. They convert at a low cost and they seem to do a good job. A lot of people don't really know why they perform so well. There's a lot of theory and speculation as to why auto campaigns convert so well. But basically the rule is for many sellers is if an auto campaign is converting well for you at a low cost, there's never any point to turn it off. You can still utilize negative keywords within an auto campaign to help you make it more focused. But if a keyword is working for you in an auto campaign, don't shut it off, just leave it on. And then if you want to make a manual campaign on the side of it, just have them both running at the same time. And then our last tip is number 6, revisit your campaigns every couple of days. So when you're running search campaigns, you know, a bunch of data is coming in, you know, search, how many people see it, how many people convert. And you need to kind of give Amazon a few days to kind of fill up and let you know what's working and what's not. And then you can kind of tweak from there. You can add negatives, you can adjust bids, you can add keywords, you can take away keywords. And it populates every few days, it gives you some good data. If you come every day, the data won't change, you won't really know what to do. And if you wait too long, you know, some bad keyword might run off the rails and then you'll spend thousands of dollars and then you didn't approach it for a month or 2 months and then, you know, you're gonna be sad because you spent a bunch of money on a poorly converting keyword. That just ruins all your margins and your metrics. Yeah, that's it. That's the 6 tips. If you've heard anything you didn't hear before, just give it a shot. It can help make your campaigns more effective. It can help with your cost efficiency. And of course, it can help you with your margins and your sales. That's Create Something with Onramp. I'm Oliver. We're coming out with tips and content all the time for Amazon sellers growing their business and for e-commerce sellers growing their business.